Today, our special guest is Mike Burns. Mike Burns is a friend of mine. He's also a real estate investor. He fixes and flips houses. He buys rental properties, a real estate agent. He's a lender. The Burns team, they do everything. They do it all, and they're killing it. They got a big business that they've got going on. So we're going to be interviewing him today, talking about his business, talking about mindset, and then after the show, here's what's really cool. We're gonna go do a quick tour of one of his homes that he's in the process of renovating right now. So it should be a fun day interviewing him here in the studios for the show, and then a little field trip to check out one of his projects. I hope you guys learn a lot from the tips that he's gonna share, and I hope it brings you guys some value.
Coming in right now.
Okay, perfect. When you walk in the front doors, you'll take a right. Or do you want today's? You are listening to K-Talk Radio 1640 AM. This is the show, Utah Home Sweet Home. I am your host, Yoshi Shiraki, and today we have a very special guest, Mike Burns. Mike, thank you so much for joining me today.
What's going on, man? Happy to be here.
Thank you. Mike is killing it. I get to see the posts, I get to watch the videos, and I learn a lot from just watching your social media, man.
Yeah, glad you like it.
Yeah.
So, it's been a fun process. Kind of, I'm not a real outgoing guy, so going from shaky and making the first video to more of a normal thing now. So I'm glad you like it.
That's great. Yes, you're in for a special treat because Mike has a lot of experience in a lot of different fields, which is why I've asked him to come in to share all of these different things that he's doing with you. If you don't mind, though, Mike, you know, right now you're to share with the listeners and correct me if there's more. You fix and flip houses. You've got a rental portfolio, you do lending, and you're a retail agent. Is there any other stuff that you do?
No, that's pretty much what we got going on. We have agents that bring us deals. We'll find stuff off the MLS. We'll find stuff off market on our own, just knocking doors, sending letters. See a vacant house, put a sign, a note on the front door. Hey, we'd like to buy this, and we'll get referrals once in a while, from people that just know we're in the business, and that's what we do. So I'm fishing in any and every pond I can find.
Very cool, very cool. And what I loved about all those places that you find it, I had a mentor once tell me, if the MLS is kind of like the lake that you get to drive your truck up to, unpack your cooler, unpack your tent, unpack your barbecue, and everybody fishes there because it's the easiest place to fish. And that's why there's most competition there, because everyone's fishing there. But if you're willing to put the backpack on and go upstream, which is the door knocking you talked about,
100%.
the mailers, you're going to have less competition to find those opportunities. So I'm always telling people that how do you find these deals? You got to look everywhere, not just the MLS, because I think most people when they get started, that's all they look is the MLS. Until they're educated to look elsewhere.
Yeah, and the MLS is just so competitive, so even if you do see a deal on the MLS and you happen to get an offer in on it, the first couple hours, there's probably 20 of them already on there. So
Yeah. Okay, awesome. And so I find this part of the show extremely valuable because we don't know what we don't know, and that's usually where a nightmare will happen, right? And then we know to avoid that moving forward. So if you don't mind sharing, maybe we'll do a couple, because we talked briefly before the show started. I know of one.
whatever one you want to start with.
Okay, let's start with the driveway, because I'm kind of
It's
curious.
probably the most famous one since it was on the news and everything.
It made the local news. Now it's making local radio.
I know. So we had this flip. It was in the Salt Lake area, and a lot of things went wrong with this house. Like basement flooded, failed a meth test, failed a radon test, but that was all the easy stuff. So it was listed on the market, and Kia and I actually were out of town on a trip, and we came back in town, and it had been snowing. And I was in the area, so typically if I'm in the area and I'm close to one of our flips that's listed on the market, I'll go check on it just to make sure everything's cool.
Yeah.
So I was in the area and I was, all right, I'm gonna go stop by this house. So I'm pulling up, and as I'm turning, it was a corner house on the corner lot. So as I'm turning in, I'm looking and I'm like, man, the driveway sure is muddy, like the guys just could have at least shoveled off the driveway. And then so I get closer and I'm like, what's going on? And then I was realized that the driveway was gone, a 75-foot long by 12-foot wide driveway. It was totally gone. So I'm getting there closer and I'm trying to process what I'm seeing. This house is done, we put $65,000 into it. It's been on the market for a couple weeks. And I get out and I'm just looking at it, and it's like professionally demoed, you know, like saw cut on the sidewalk, like ripped out. We got, you know, a 12 to 18-inch gap, you know, all the way back to the garage. I was so blown away that I didn't even get upset, and I'm like usually a pretty quick trigger dude, and I was just didn't even know what to like think or that, you know. So anyways, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I go across the street, ask the neighbors, like, hey, have you guys seen anyone, you know, over there? And they're like, oh yeah, you know, for about 2.5 days, the guys were over there taking out the driveway. And I was like, did you happen to see any trucks or any company names or anything? They're like, no, you know, you guys have been here for a few months. We just figured, we thought it was weird that you were ripping the driveway out because it seemed to be pretty good to, you know. We flipped a lot of houses. I've been doing this, you know, 8 or 9 years. And
Yeah.
That's definitely the strangest thing I've experienced so far.
The strangest thing I've ever heard of all our friends and anybody I know who flips houses.
Yeah, so one of the neighbors, like on our side of the street, a few houses down, so we're like going to talk to the neighbors, seeing if anyone had, you know, cameras on their like Ring doorbell or whatever, trying to see if we could figure out who did it. And she was so upset about it, and upset that I told her the police told us that, like, you know, it's not vandalism, and like, and so that was going to affect the insurance claim situation too. So she ends up calling the news, so I'm out there trying to figure it out, and then the news rolls up and they want to do a story, so we ended up being on the news. Never found the driveway, sold the house, and, you know, here we are.
All right, guys. Well, you've been listening to K-Talk Radio 1640 AM, the show Utah Home Sweet Home. I hope all of you have a spectacular rest of the weekend. All right, so we just got done with the radio show. We had Mike Burns as our guest, and Mike has really exploded his business. As I mentioned on the radio show, you know, he's a retail agent. He fixes and flips houses. He's got a rental portfolio. They've got a lending division in their office. And now what's really cool is Mike's generous enough to take us to one of the properties that he just purchased. It's a single family house, if I understood correctly, and I'm not sure, we'll see when we get there. It's a single family house that's zoned also a commercial that was converted into a dentist lab. So that's all I know about the home. We're on our way to see the house right now. I'm not sure if Mike is gonna fix it up and flip it as a house, fix it up and flip it as a commercial building, or keep it as a dental lab, or maybe just wholesale it. So we'll find out more once we get to the property, but it's just here in Salt Lake City. I'm pretty interested to see what he's going to do with this house, because it is zoned commercial and residential. There's a lot of opportunities that can be taken advantage of, or utilized, I should say, when you have the opportunity to be one or the other. And sometimes commercial makes you more money, sometimes residential makes you more money. So it'll be interesting to see what his goals and plans are with this particular property. So
we bought it off the MLS, which is like a rare find. So, but yeah, it used to be a dental lab.
okay.
So it's single family. It's got some commercial zoning. We're just looking to rehab it and, you know, turn it back into a single family residence.
Oh,
but,
cool.
Yeah, they were running it as a dental lab, and it's, I mean, you'll see when we get in there. So kind of an interesting setup.
Yeah.
But excited about the deal. So we just closed on this week.
Nice.
We got keys on Tuesday, I think. So we're immediately running the sprinklers and trying to get the yard back in shape.
Yeah.
And finding deals online, as you know, is hard.
Yeah.
This was listed as a commercial property for like 3 months, and they had no action on it. And then they switched it over to residential, and then, you know, they had like 10, 12 offers. We just ended up, they liked, you know, how we presented our offer. So I'm thinking residential. I haven't really looked at it as commercial, so we'll probably go that direction.
Cool.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
I'm excited to take a peek.
Yeah,
oh
dude,
wait, let's
so-
get this.
So we were in Mexico, and this thing, my mom actually sent it to me, and she's like learning the business, and I'm always like, you see anything for a flip? So she sent it to me, and I was like, yeah, that looks interesting. It's kind of weird. So, you know, first day on the market, they had like 10, 15 offers or whatever. So she came through and was FaceTiming me, and I'm like on the beach in Mexico trying to like hide the sun and let me see the electrical panel. No, stop, turn left, turn right. I saw it for the first time last night, so it's my second time.
Oh,
here.
no way.
Yeah. So
oh, cool.
I'm a little kind of like, you know, it's a little rougher than I thought. But
Yeah.
Whenever you buy stuff semi-silent, seeing that's how it goes.
Yeah, no kidding. Dude, this is so interesting.
So it was a dental lab, yeah, man. So I mean, these are like built in. They got gnarly, you know, whatever they were doing here.
Yeah.
You know, we got our check-in reception right here.
Amazing.
Salesmen and visitors, please remain in office area.
Check that out. How long has it been vacant?
I don't know. And they left a bunch of stuff. They were supposed to, part of the deal is they were supposed to take a bunch of it out, but they didn't. So it's just an old bungalow house.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's probably built in the, I don't know, 19 teens or maybe the 1920s. You know, so this is the front door. Just the thing doesn't work.
Nice.
You know, we got a decent little front yard though. I'm trying to bring the grass back to life.
Yeah. It doesn't look like the cleanest dental lab. I don't know if I'd get my teeth cleaned here.
Yeah. Well, I think they were doing more research stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
but, you
sure.
know, they left all their desks and.
Got it. See, that doesn't look like it's ran in quite some time, huh?
Yeah.
It feels like it's been vacant for a while.
I'm thinking the health department hasn't been making regular stops here.
Yeah.
Always funny when you see these.
I know, right?
I don't know, but
we're
gonna find out. Let's see how fast they come hopping up here.
They ain't even.
So unfinished basement.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They did leave a lot of stuff.
So this is what room swept looks like. Filing room, I guess, in here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't see these every day. This is cool. So you'll finish down here?
The one thing that I did like about this house, Yoshi, is everything's hammered, but our furnace seems to be in good shape.
Oh, nice.
We do have central AC, so that's a nice added bonus.
Yeah.
But you know, these old bungalow homes, you got the shelf basement right here, so you lose some usable square footage. Like I said, we just bought this, so this is my second time in the house today. So
cool.
We'll come up with our game plan, get the demo crew in here, and figure it out.
I did a shelf basement where we made this the place for the bed. We built the staircase that goes up there. Yeah.
That's cool.
Like a ladder staircase. So I figured like the little kid could have a room downstairs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Maybe even a 16-year-old, right? Has the basement. And then we staged it so there was a bed here. And then a little ladder. It looked cute when it was done. And
Well, I mean, for a kid, that's probably super cool too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure this is probably not compliant, having records.
Right.
Barbara Williams from 2012 is probably not very excited her stuff's in here.
Barbara.
We're gonna destroy it, Barbara, I promise. But with these shelf basements right here, it's in a lot of these bungalow houses. It comes in all around, so you lose some of the square footage and the usability of it. So you got to get creative.
Got it.
I know that one house you guys did a bed on top of it at one time, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe we'll look at doing something like that. But definitely gonna finish the basement, get a bedroom, maybe a bathroom or a laundry, and some living space down here.
Perfect.
And just maximize the space and increase the value.
We wrapped up the house tour. This was a pretty cool project, as you guys could see. It's literally a dental lab inside. Very ancient, old, abandoned dental lab. It looks pretty vacant. It looks like it's been vacant for quite some time, but this thing is going to be converted into a beautiful single-family home in what's pretty much a single-family neighborhood. There is some commercial right there, a little bit of commercial down there, but for the most part, I think this house is going to turn out really sick in a pretty high desirable neighborhood. I believe this is the South Salt Lake neighborhood, so this neighborhood is hot, and I think this project's going to turn out to be a really cool project once it's all said and done. Had a great time with Mike on the radio show, had a great time with him giving us a tour of this house. Today we had a lot of fun, and don't forget, if you want to see more of these videos, to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. We'd love to get back with you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.